Bar Stool Sports. Bar Titus. Brandon Walker. Mostly Sports.
Welcome to Mostly Sports, presented by Jägermeister. I am Mark Titus. He is holding a sword. His name is Brandon Walker. It is Monday, September 30th. We are live from Chicago. We are brought to you by the Ice Cold Shots. I gotta fix my headphones.
Damn, that's cold.
Blutman was sitting here again, wasn't he?
Probably.
Yeah, stupid.
Damn, that's cold.
Blutman messing up my my settings here. Ice Cold Shots of Jägermeister, 0 degrees Fahrenheit.
Damn, that's cold.
56 botanicals. Wherever you're at, if you're hanging with friends or at the bar, maybe you're doing all the sports stuff or just the mostly sports stuff, call the shots. Cheers with Ice Cold Jägermeister. Is this sword becoming a problem, do you think?
We're at the line, yeah.
Cheers with Ice Cold Jägermeister. Remember to check Jägermeister out at barstoolxjagermeister.com. Drink responsibly. Jägermeister liqueur, 35% alcohol by volume, imported by Mass Jägermeister US, White Plains, New York. What do you want to talk about, Brandon?
Football.
Hell yeah.
Football. What do y'all want to talk about?
Football.
I want to talk about football.
Football.
Connor, what do you want to talk about?
Football.
Some good-ass football.
Football. Woohoo, football.
Some good-ass football.
Ebo, what do you want to talk about?
Football.
What's going on with your hair, dude?
What's going on?
What are we doing?
I don't know.
You look like Carrot Top a little bit.
What?
You look like a...
No, that didn't help.
So long. I'm due for a haircut. Probably going in a week.
TJ, what do you want to talk about?
The Scarlet Knights.
Football. All right. Those headphones coming out all right over there?
Yeah, I just got a little
In the
static
season-long battle of supremacy, college football won in week 1, so we talked about it.
Yep.
The NFL ripped off a 2-game winning streak,
Yeah.
and now today, college football has tied it up.
Wow.
College football has tied it up. To me, college football a little bit more interesting this week.
I don't even think a little. I would say
A lot.
a big win.
So-
Yeah.
so we
35-7.
So we start with college football.
Yeah. Let's start with college football. Game of how many millenniums? All the millenniums? Game of all time?
You talking about Miami and Virginia Tech? It's weird because I don't think it was the game of the century or the game of the millennium, but it was the fourth quarter of the millennium.
It was fucking crazy, the fourth quarter. Yeah, but it wasn't. I don't think you can be the game of the year or like the greatest football game you've ever seen if most of the people turn the game off.
If most of it sucks.
Most of it everybody turned the game off and then turned it back on once they realized what was going on. But yeah, what a fourth quarter.
What a comeback, what an everything, and what a display of awesome offensive football in the fourth quarter. Listen, the defenses were barely there in the fourth quarter.
I think that was the most shocking thing to me is that those two programs, when I think of Bama and I think of Georgia, they're going to have great players on offense, but the foundation of both of their teams in my head every year is they just have 11 guys that are going to play on Sundays on defense.
Yeah.
And it's going to be impossible to score on them. And to watch that fourth quarter where both teams are just like, yeah, fuck it, I'm just going to throw it downfield as far as I can, and we'll make a catch. And the secondaries on both teams just are running into each other. Now, Ryan Williams he makes a lot of people look stupid.
Man.
But that play, the touchdown he had, he made the Georgia defense look like they were fucking give me a small school. Give me like a
Akron.
like fucking Akron.
Mm-hmm. Put a pin in Ryan Williams and Jeremiah Smith because we got to come back.
Yes.
Because we're on the precipice of something
Young goats.
that is fucking unbelievable.
Yes.
Because every now and then you get one. We got two.
We got two.
We might have 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Well, we got 2 for sure.
Yeah.
Jeremiah.
Yeah. Put a pin in.
Put a pin in it.
We'll circle back.
That game, first of all, Kalen DeBoer passed his first big test. Kalen DeBoer takes over for Nick Saban, and you can say Kalen DeBoer's a good coach all you want, but until you're on the field against number 2 Georgia in Bryant-Denny Stadium, 100,000 people watching the biggest game of the week, and Nick Saban's shadow is not only a shadow, the man himself is right. Like he's just sitting on the sidelines, and you got to answer that. And for the first quarter, Alabama's coaching staff ran circles around Georgia. Alabama was prepared, and they were ready, and their script was ready, and everything about them was perfect. And Georgia, for whatever reason, whenever Kirby Smart looks across the sideline and sees Alabama, they're already 14 points down every single time. I can't explain it.
It was literally 14-0 before I realized the game was going on because Ohio State was playing at the same time, and it started first, so I was like, I'm gonna watch the Buckeyes for a little bit, and then I'll flip over like when it feels right, like when I don't know, and then I flipped over and it was 14-0. I was like, how the fuck did that happen?
A lot
just happened immediately.
A lot needs to be said for Georgia getting off the mat, for Carson Beck getting off the mat and playing well in the second half and taking the lead and coming all the way back. I think a little bit also has to be said of the fact that what is a team with Georgia's talent doing falling behind 28-0 in the first place?
Yeah.
That's alarming to me. Like that is a problem to me.
Yeah, so what is the big takeaway now that you've had not quite 48 hours, but it's 2 days later? Do you frame this as like, holy shit, I think I just saw the two best teams in college football playing each other? Or, wow, that's kind of concerning that both teams kind of fucked it up in that way. That Georgia lets Bama get out the big lead. Bama lets Georgia come back. Then it made for an incredible viewing experience. As a neutral fan, I was like, give me this. If every college football game was this, we wouldn't need drugs. But like I don't know, is that the mark of a great football team to like let teams come back on you like that?
To me, I think there's no doubt these are two of the top 4 teams in the country. I still think Ohio State and Texas are going to have a lot to say about this. I think Ohio State and Texas could both be better than both of these teams.
Yeah.
But I don't see very many teams being better because if you look at the talent on both sides of the ball, I mean, Carson Beck looked bad for a while, but when he got going, he got going.
Yeah.
And that's going to be hard to stop, and they got to figure out their weapons going through the season because they really don't have the weapons. Alabama doesn't miss a beat, and it's not just what Saban left because there's a freshman DB over there making plays. There's a freshman receiver making plays. There's like all these young guys, and they just continue to roll right along and roll right along and roll right along. And with the 5 years, 10 years of top 5 or 5-star talent accumulated on both these rosters, they can't help but be top 5 teams.
Yeah.
But I don't know if either is as good as Ohio State or Texas. Ohio State, you kind of got to put a pin in them because they haven't played anybody yet. But
the test is coming, though.
That doesn't.
This stretch coming up.
When you rank top 5 teams and somebody says, well, Team A hasn't played anybody yet, that might not matter because last year Michigan didn't play a real game until like November 2nd, and they were the best team in the country by the end. So it doesn't really matter who you play as far as being best. Now, if we're ranking who's had the best season so far, sure. But as far as the best teams, Ohio State could be the best team. Texas could be the best team. Yeah. And then, of course, Georgia, Alabama. And then I think you draw a line, and I'm not sure anybody else can qualify for that.
Tennessee in the mix?
Tennessee's probably the top of the rest, yeah.
Yeah.
Tennessee and Oregon, the top of the rest.
Yeah. No, that was probably the most shocking thing to me watching Georgia and Bama is just that the fourth quarter was just like I never would have expected that those two teams would. It
was a Big 12 game.
Yeah, it just turned into a Big 12 game, and I expected the opposite kind of. I expected a lot of great defense, a lot of punting, and it was the exact opposite. It was just fucking chaos, which made it so fun because I don't think that you that's something you get out of Georgia and Bama all the time. So
I just love that Alabama had that emergency button where they kind of blew it. They fell behind. They were up 28-0. They were up 30-7. They were up 33 to whatever it was. Georgia comes all the way back, and with 2 minutes left, they just press the freshman button like, fuck it. Ryan Williams down there somewhere. First play, they just throw it all the way. And remarkable catch, the spin move, the hesitation, the speed after the spin move.
All of it was
How do you make a spin move where you stop and then the speed after it is that fast?
Faster, yeah.
And Jalen Milroe, by the way, he wasn't very good in the second half, but his first half was perfect. Like this, Kalen DeBoer and his offensive staff obviously are experts at molding whatever their plan is to their talent. I thought that was going to be a problem this year, that they would have to figure out Jalen Milroe and figure out his strengths. And no, they walked in. They knew exactly they're maximizing this guy's talents. They're maximizing what he is. And they're gonna be awesome all year long. It was terrific. I enjoyed it.
Fun game. Ryan, go ahead, Connor.
I was just going to say it was also cool to see after the game Kirby Smart. Some reporter asked him, like, well, did you guys have any plans of containing Ryan Williams? And Kirby Smart was like, they have a running quarterback who is one of the best rushing quarterbacks in the country. Like, you can't double team Ryan Williams because then Jalen Milroe would just go crazy on you. Like, Alabama's a very, very good team and well coached.
Yeah, and Kirby Smart still he can say those things and he can say how do we plan for it? I don't know, but it seems like the other guys planned for you perfectly fine because they came out and they were up 28-0 before you could blink. I I just don't understand how you fall behind 28-0 when you have that talent on your team.
Right.
When you get
But
that, and you've won 2 national titles. How do you get that shell shock?
What if they don't have the talent on their team?
They do have the talent. There's
Okay.
there's no world where they don't have the talent on the team.
Okay.
'Cause every player they got's a 5-star.
I know, but not all 5 stars are equal.
Correct.
Not all 5 stars are 5 stars.
Correct. That's
Wait, you said correct. You already said correct.
Oh,
You can't.
let me
walk
write that down.
back.
Let me write that
You
down.
can't walk that back.
No, I'm not running it back because that's exactly
Not all
right.
5 stars are 5 stars.
That's exactly right. And I've been fighting against a recruiting machine for 10 years, and
Yeah.
I've never come up with that sentence right there.
I mean,
And that sentence is the perfect sentence.
It's the truth. Not all there are going to be in the next class
Yeah.
of prospects.
Yeah.
There will be 5-star wide receivers.
Yeah.
Those 5-star wide receivers, or maybe they are. I don't know. To be honest, full disclosure, don't know dick about the next recruiting class of receivers. But just because you're a 5-star receiver doesn't mean you're Ryan Williams or Jeremiah Smith.
Correct.
So this idea that they have X number of 5 stars doesn't. It tells me that they're better than Akron. It tells me they're better than. It tells me they're up there in the mix. But Georgia has had fucking dudes, and there's a difference between 5 stars and dudes.
Not all 5 stars.
Not all 5 stars are dudes. So that was my
4 stars can be dudes too.
That was my question about Georgia coming in. Was I'm not here to say Georgia is overrated, that Georgia is not a national title threat. It's just the last few years of Georgia football have been fucking dudes on both sides of the ball. They've been fucking dudes.
Who?
They have been. Georgia's been fucking dudes.
They have been fucking dudes.
Yes. And I'm looking at them now, and I'm like, I don't know if they're fucking dudes.
They got to get back to fucking
Get
dudes.
back to fucking dudes.
Would you
These
rather
headphones are a mess.
Do you want your team fucking dudes or fucking dudes up?
What's
Huh?
What's wrong with
I got static and
It might be the connection.
it's fine. I'll just take them off. Just fine.
You don't need them until we might do a thing. Oh, I don't know. You could get up during the show. When's that ever
Put
happen?
these on. Put these on. Tell me what we got.
Hey, TJ.
You hear how just starts to
You hear that? You hear
a
that,
little bit
TJ?
of rattling, a little
A bit of rattling.
Okay, we'll just unplug.
It was like you could have just said that from over there.
Blow on it.
Yeah. Blow on it, Mark.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
How about now?
Okay,
how about now, TJ?
You notice how
TJ, how about now?
does it feel like your brains are scrambling?
Are your
as
brains
you're
scrambling?
listening to-
Yeah. Are you fucking dudes? Are you two? You two? Are you fucking dudes? He just calmly walks off. I have
Check
no
one,
idea if
two,
he
one,
fixed it or
two.
not.
I don't know. Maybe it fixed it. I don't. Whatever. Where were we? We were fucking dudes.
You were fucking
We're
dudes.
fucking-
You, Mark, were fucking dudes.
Is that a fair point though? What I was saying about it?
No, that's absolutely fair,
Is
and
that
you got to
fair?
see them in the fire before you realize if they're
Yeah.
fucking dudes or not. And there was a time, and Georgia still could be in a little trouble, but when they're down 28-0 and 30-7, I think, well, this just isn't a playoff team. There's just no way because
Yeah.
they still got to go to Texas. They still got to play Tennessee, and they still got to go to Ole Miss, which probably eased up a little bit considering what we saw from them Saturday. But by the way, it's 10-16. Can I go now? Can I?
What did we see from them Saturday?
Well, I'll tell you what, Mark.
I missed it, Brandon. I didn't watch that game. What happened?
It's college football, and probably college basketball too. College sports, the joy you get out of your arch rival losing, rivaling your feelings of joy when your team wins, that doesn't exist in pro sports. It doesn't exist in the NBA or NFL or nothing. I don't think to this
It
level.
doesn't. It can't, and not to that level. It
But-
can't. There are people out there that'll say it does. It doesn't. It can't.
I was going through some things this year. I've been hiding it pretty well, but Mississippi State's down. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. We're down.
Are
right
they?
now. Yeah, we're down. We're down. We got a new coach. We're trying to build back up. We're down.
Your coach died a few years.
Coach died 18 months ago.
Yeah.
Our coach died. There's nothing we can do about that. Now, you have to balance. You have to look on this hand. We're as down as we've ever been. And a couple of weeks ago, it seemed like Ole Miss is up as they've ever been. They're in the playoff talk. They're in national title talk. They're so good. They're beating people by 70. And I was like, oh, God, I guess I'll get through this season. And then Saturday came. Mark, it was so fucking – I will love the University of Kentucky till the day I die. God bless Kentucky. I'm a Kentucky basketball fan. I'm a Kentucky football fan. God bless the Wildcats. My old Kentucky home, whatever stupid-ass song that is, I'm going to sing it. Oh, my God, Mark Stoops, you beautiful son of a bitch. They walked in there, and they absolutely undressed Ole Miss and made them look average. Well, they probably are average. They were 4-0, hadn't played a team with a pulse yet. As soon as they get slapped in the mouth, they just lay down and take it. It makes me feel. I was so goddamn happy. I was walking on air. Does that make me a pathetic, petty little bitch? Yeah, probably. But that's college football.
You got to
man.
find your wins where you can
You
get
got to
them.
find them where you can
find
get them.
where you can get them.
And if reveling in my arch rival's demise is wrong, god damn it, I don't want to be right. Woo!
This I don't want to overreact to one game in a 12-team playoff era, but this does feel like it might
The
put them
the
on
balloon's
the outside
got
looking in.
a lot of air is coming out of the balloon real
Yeah.
fast, and they got to plug it up because they got to go to South Carolina this week.
Yeah.
South Carolina beat the shit out of Kentucky.
Uh-huh.
South Carolina's coming off a bye. Like, it's danger time. Then they got to go to LSU, who looks like they're up off the mat a little bit. Then they got Georgia later. So their biggest – Ole Miss's biggest strength this year was the fact that they were, A, they looked good, and B, their schedule looked very manageable.
Yeah.
Well, when you lose to Kentucky at home,
Yeah.
that manageable schedule no longer looks manageable. Oh, Mark. When we were all group texting and it was like the fourth quarter, I couldn't sit down. I was just standing up the whole time. I was so excited. What have you two shared on the phone and then you looked at me for?
I was looking at you because you were talking.
Ebo shared something on the phone, then you looked at me like
I was just it was something going from the brand account, and I was
Yes,
saying
promoting the show.
I just wanted to get an approval, just a little brain, it's a little social
Is it
brain
the
trust.
brand or the Brandon?
The brand account.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little social brain trust. I just wanted to make sure the caption was funny.
Yeah.
See a new thumbnail today?
oh,
We got a new
buddy,
thumbnail?
my buddy, I
Yeah.
tweeted that shit.
Oh.
Shout out to Garrett.
Oh.
I mean, fuck.
Garrett Javers.
Who?
Garrett in our.
Well, Garrett needs to do everything from now on.
Yeah, who are those guys?
Garrett needs to do. Garrett needs to do every single thumbnail.
I'm going to Garrett Javers' thumbnail school today, actually.
Mark, are you hot as fuck?
I don't hate that picture of me. Yeah, I don't hate whatever. Same to you, dude. Look at
That's
those
what I
eyes.
said.
Those eyes are just fucking.
That's what I said.
Yeah, no, he did a great job.
Your eyes are.
We might.
You're
Can we
dressing
just?
me with those eyes.
Can we, do we have to have this logo
Yeah, just
behind
put
us?
that-
Can we put that? Can we put that
Can you
behind us?
AI that face onto me at all times?
Garrett's one of the best guys we got,
Really?
and yeah, he was just he's a fan of the show, family member.
Is he out here
Oh,
with
yeah.
us, or is he?
Yeah,
in New
yeah,
York?
he sits over by Blake.
You know who? Yeah, he's
He sits by Blake.
Blake's roommate.
Yeah,
No shit.
You want me to see if he's out there? Let me see.
Garrett.
You grab him.
Garrett.
Yeah,
Let
go
me-
get
let me
Garrett,
talk
get
to
Garrett.
Garrett. Let me talk
And,
to
and
Garrett.
and say hello to Blake.
that was just.
Hey, look at Blake and tell him Brandon said what's up.
Tell Blake I said sorry about the Buckeyes beating Michigan State, but that interception was kind of sick that Michigan State had. That was kind of sick.
Mark, yeah, okay. Michigan
Yeah,
State had.
like,
an
that was-
interception.
yeah, they had the interception. Yeah, they picked off Will Howard. That was fucking tight.
So we're meeting Garrett right now.
He's watches the show. He's like, yeah, I figured you guys have been around for a year. You could use a little bit of a refresh with your like thumbnails and social stuff. So
Wow,
So he's family.
He put that together. Yeah. He
Where's the Sharpie?
He watches all the time.
wow.
Oh, that's Garrett. Yeah, I know Garrett.
Pop a squat.
Yeah, sit on the O.J. Simpson Memorial Bench.
Absolutely. How you guys doing today?
Garrett, you made that
What's
thumbnail.
up, Garrett?
Yes, sir. I
It-
did.
It's right behind you.
What?
Oh,
Wow.
What?
Look at that.
Yeah. What? How'd you do that?
Photoshop.
What
But
about-
also,
Mark,
I mean,
look at your eyes.
look
I
at
don't know.
our.
You guys are, some handsome gentlemen. What? So,
Thanks, Garrett. Does Blake ever say anything about us?
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Dude, look at our hair, Brandon. We got some good fucking hair.
We
dude.
got some good,
We got some good fucking
some
hair.
fucking dudes right here.
Oh my
Good
god.
hair. Very true. Yeah.
Wow.
How long did that take you?
Well, I had a graphic that I made like when you guys first started the show. So the Titus picture I already had like edited up. I was actually just gonna try and find it, and then that one is from like a photo shoot relatively recently, the one of Brandon. Yeah. So.
All
some
right.
good photos. Figured I could spice it up.
And
a
they
little
he put the football.
Yeah, football.
There's
Football.
football right
Yeah,
there.
Mr. Ed right over.
football.
Well done, Garrett. 10 out of 10.
Thank you,
Good
sir.
job, Garrett.
Appreciate it.
Family.
Thank you, gentlemen.
You get one official attaboy from me.
Thank you.
And go ahead and collect those, and at the end of the year,
Boys.
you'll be able to redeem them for something very nice.
Where's the Sharpie?
Excellent.
We gotta find the Sharpie. I'll get it.
Garrett, we need your name on the sign.
Hey, all right. I'll go. I'll sign it.
Yeah.
Family.
Yeah, and make
Shout out
more. If you want to just make.
If you
more-
want to make graphics, yeah.
just
you can.
for the show or otherwise, just make pictures of us looking hot as fuck. That would,
I have like
I
some
mean, we'll
other
take them.
graphics. Like I was saying, the one of Titus, the one that I made a while back. I'll go try and dig them up because I have some. I can send
Really?
to Ebo. Yeah.
I'll be goddamn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Send Garrett every picture of me. Make me hot, Garrett.
Come here, Garrett.
Garrett, can you?
Yeah. Where should I sign it?
And then like upper.
You know
right,
what?
Upper right.
Oh,
there's a blank space.
Yeah, there's space up there.
wow.
I did get some message from people who are not on the sign who want to be added to the sign who have proof of purchase.
That's
Yeah.
hold on, Garrett. Hold on, Garrett. Hold on.
It's not the right size.
You got to be kidding me, Connor.
Yeah, I'll take that back.
You got to be fucking kidding me.
Connor, you fucking me?
You got to be
didn't have
fucking me
Sharpie.
right now. Fuck you, Connor. Fucking Connor. You stand by, Garrett. You stand by. We're gonna get this right.
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
How's it? What's it like living with Blake?
Yeah, what's play? You seen him like come out of the
pretty cool.
shower or anything? You ever seen him
It's,
like?
yeah, I live with Blake and Zoopy, so we have a
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not
yeah.
worried about Zuby.
Uh,
big
yeah,
apartment. It's fun.
All right, come
Thank
on.
you.
Good night. But like, would it be cool if like, me and Mark stayed over or something?
Yeah, we
just
just
like,
come over.
just watch ball.
Yeah, just watch ball with the.
Do you guys have a grill? Do you guys have a grill? They have a grill.
Oh yeah,
All right.
there we go.
Thank you, Garrett.
Shout out Garrett.
Oh
Family.
yeah, Garrett.
Garrett, say family.
Garrett with the smiley face too.
Family.
Oh, yeah, like that.
Have a good one, guys.
And by virtue of writing his own name, he might be the only name spelled correctly on that board.
Yes,
So
correct.
that's pretty cool. Fun little
Got a lot of complaints, Ebo.
Yeah, no, I have some people who are going on the sign as well too, so I'm gonna have to start filling out the sports, I believe, with names. So
Well, Garrett should have gone on the sports, or at least the mostly.
yeah.
It's all right.
Do you want to know?
Should we,
I shouldn't ruin the Garrett thing.
I was
for you,
gonna. I was
should
about to.
Should I ruin the Garrett?
What? I already know. I already know Garrett.
Did we ruin Garrett?
Hate the sin, not the sinner.
is it
Garrett.
is he a Michigan guy?
He's a Michigan guy. Yeah, he's a Michigan guy. I already know. I can,
all right.
you can.
He's a true blue.
It takes all kinds.
Yeah.
Greer is right.
Yeah, just like Michael Greer. Michael Greer's a Michigan alum as well.
Greer. All right.
Back to college football.
Yeah, I got something for you.
Go ahead.
This is hard to say. Mark. Colorado might have a path.
Thank you, Brandon. That's all I wanted to hear.
Colorado might have a path. They're 4-1. They go on the road.
They low key sneaky might have a pass.
They might have a path because if you look coming down the road, they're 4-1. The schedule ain't exactly tough.
Yeah.
If they're
You
gonna
have to. Even the biggest critic of Colorado has to like tip a cap to
yeah,
what happened Saturday. They were they were like 14
14
dogs.
point underdogs, and they beat the shit out of them.
Fuck out.
They
of
won
you.
by 27.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter's making plays all over the field. That diving interception. We can just do this now, but Travis Hunter.
We're doing Heisman stuff. 'Cause
I think so.
He's got to be number one.
To me, he's not number one. I got him number two. But if he keeps, the only thing with him is if he stays on the field all year, he has to be way up top for the Heisman because he's dominated on both sides. He's playing every snap of every game, and that's unbelievable. Can he play all year with that usage rate?
Let me.
Is my question.
Can I do a Heisman thing and you can pick me apart instead
Yes.
of you?
Yes.
Because I think there's a very clear top four if the season ended today. This is not.
I
I'm not-
agree.
I'm not shutting the door on everybody else. Still a lot of people that have paths.
Yeah.
You know, like there's still a lot of football left.
I
to be
think there's a
played. I
clear
think-
top four as well.
But right now, if the season ended today and we had to cast votes for Heisman, I think if you don't vote for one of the top four, you're a bozo, and you should have your vote taken away.
Okay.
It is, in some order, Cam Ward,
Yep.
Jalen Milroe,
Yep.
Ashton Genty,
Yeah.
and Travis Hunter. Those are the four.
I have Genty 1. I have Hunter 2, Milroe 3, and Ward 4.
I would switch Hunter and Genty, but you're the college football expert.
Well, and as special as Travis Hunter is, I'm kind of going to the buffet while the food's hot on Genty because a running back can't keep this pace up.
He's unreal, yeah.
But he is fucking unreal, and he's doing it. He's not doing it on his own because Boise State's pretty good, but he's doing a lot of it on its own. His two runs the other night, his 2 touchdown runs, he broke 5 tackles on the first one.
The first one he broke looked like when you turn on some like Derrick Henry's huddle highlight tape, and they're like, watch him run against this high school.
Yeah.
And he threw like 5 guys off of him and
then outran everybody.
Yeah.
Not just like a volume shooter. He's not putting up like 150 yards because he's getting a ton of touches, and it's not like the offensive line is just making gaping holes for him. Although they're doing a fine job. It's like he's that dude.
He's that dude.
He's that dude.
He's doing
fucking incredible.
His individual effort level is incredible. He's averaging 10 yards a carry. Again, I don't think he can keep that up for right now. For the 4 games he has played, he has been the best player in the country. Travis Hunter is number 2 because he's doing it on both sides of the ball. 9 catches, 100 yards the other day, and a diving interception. And I don't know. You can count on one hand how many DBs are making that interception.
Yeah, he's an All-American on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
That's
two
crazy.
Premium positions.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It feels like Travis Hunter feels like you better like get over there now type thing where like you better enjoy Travis Hunter right now because people keep talking about him like at the next level, like he's a super prospect. You can't play DB and wide receiver in the NFL. You can't do it. It's not possible.
Yeah.
It's just too fit. It's too physical. It's way too physical. You can't do it. You can't do it. Enjoy it now. You can't do it.
Did somebody ask you a question about oral sex?
I want to agree with you, but also, why not fuck it? Do it. Why not? Why can't he do that? Why can't he do it?
Why not fucking do it?
Why not fucking do
try.
it?
Ebo, why not fuck it? Do it.
Give it a shot.
Why not fuck it? Do it.
Hey, there's never been a prospect that's been this good at both sides of the ball because there are guys that played both sides obviously, but there's never been a guy who's this fucking good at both. He's a top 5 corner and a top 5 wide receiver both.
But do you think
in the country right now?
Do you think there's an NFL team that is going to invest like a lot of money into him and be like, we want to use you as a receiver, and then you have to go out?
Oh, that's what you're saying. You're saying
like
he. It's not a question of whether he has the ability. It's a question of whether
like NFL teams
the front office will allow it to happen.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. Also, it's such a physical grind to do both, especially in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like it's such a giant gap between the physicality of college football.
Are you
and the NFL.
considering why not fuck it? Do it?
I'm saying, listen, I'm on team fuck it, do it, but I don't think he'll do it.
No. Why not fuck it?
Fuck it, do it.
Why not fuck it, do it? Is there a comment there?
I would love.
I don't know.
I would love for him to like switch each game though, or something. Like find a way to do both, but like week to week he. Yeah, odd number weeks he's a
receiver.
He's a corner.
Yeah. Like if
if
the team they're playing has a great number 1 receiver, he's a corner that day.
Yeah.
And if they have a bad passing attack or a bad defensive passing attack, they go. Or he just continues to do both.
Why not fucking do it?
Why not fucking do it?
No,
Colorado has a pass.
He seemingly every game gets one interception and at least one insane catch that's almost always a touchdown. And they're good, dude. They're not ass. Colorado's not ass. They're not good, but they're now in a. The thing about them last year versus this year too is last year the Pac-12 was very good.
Yeah,
and they were
12's
never
wide ass open.
They were never seriously going to contend for like, never mind Pac-12 title, but just like even the top half. But yeah, the Big 12 is wide open.
Mark,
and they're
read that schedule.
Let me read the Colorado schedule.
read that.
Let me read the Colorado schedule.
Because if we say they got a path, we got to see.
This is merging my 2 favorite pastimes.
There are 4
reading schedules and talking about Colorado having a path. But I was one of the first people when they got their ass whooped by Nebraska to be like, "There's no path this year. They're done." But I don't know the Big 12. Is it good? Is the Big 12 good?
No, it's not good.
It doesn't feel like it's a good
it's not
conference,
good.
right?
It's in fact bad.
They have a lot of issues where it's like you had 2 teams that were ranked in the top 15 that are now 0-2 in conference play. Oklahoma State and Kansas are
they're both bad.
Kansas is bad.
You can't even make an argument that they're beating up on each other.
No.
Okay. Kansas State next. They have a bye week, and then
so is that Kansas State
at
game
home.
At home?
At home.
Oh, that's very interesting because Kansas State looks like they might have figured some things out this week with Avery Johnson, but.
Well, I think these next 2 weeks we'll figure out what they're made of because then they go to Arizona.
Yeah.
This conference is going to get boxed out. I think 100% Big 12 is going to get.
I mean, their champion's probably going to be.
How do you mean by that? What does
I
that
think
mean?
what's going to happen is you're going to have like a 9-3 champion. We're going to be looking here come December where there's an undefeated Sun Belt champion or a 12-1 Boise State team.
Yeah.
And we're going to be like, Ashton Genty is. We're going to.
They should get the bye.
Yeah.
And the Big 12 will get the 5 seed.
Ebo's big on this.
I think ACC, SEC, Big 10, Mountain West.
And then you just throw the Big 12 in there wherever you throw them.
I think there's a chance where 2 G5 teams get in auto bids.
2 G5.
ACC, Big 10, and SEC all get their bids. We all agree. SEC gets one.
Sure.
Big 10 gets one.
Yeah.
ACC will probably be Clemson. They get one.
Clemson or Miami. Yeah.
Yeah, Clemson or Miami. Then it's the Big 12 is your assumed 4th, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what if it's a 9-3 champion and it's like you have undefeated JMU at 13-0, you have 12-1 Boise State at 12-1. Sorry, 12-1. I keep saying 12-1. But like you have 2 G5 teams that end up being higher ranked than a Big 12 champion.
The G5 race also is getting very, very interesting because UNLV looks really strong.
Yeah.
Boise looks very strong.
Mm-hmm.
Army
Oh,
Navy might be worth looking
Yeah,
at.
like the American champ.
Yeah.
They're
like,
both 4-0.
Yeah.
Tulane's really fucking good. They went out and embarrassed the USF team. Like embarrassed them. Tulane is very good. Like you said, Army, Memphis might be good.
Tulane
they
already
dropped
has
that
2
tough one at
losses, though,
Navy,
right?
but Tulane, yeah, but at Oklahoma and at Kansas State. So
Yeah.
yeah. They wouldn't get in over at Kansas State.
To me, this is an argument in favor of the 12-team playoff, though, because Colorado having a path is good for the sport. For real. Like, it's like they're not actually going to win the national title, but it's good to have a Travis. Like, it's good for a guy like Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders, who's also really fucking good. And the team, I don't think the team's a national title team. I don't think they're even going to win the Big 12. But, like, as it stands right now, there's still a reason for, like, a casual fan to, like, be locked in on Colorado. And that's great for the sport because they are unbelievably fun to watch.
The point you're making for Colorado can go across everybody. Like, if you lose 1 game early or 2 games early, you can get hot later and be there at the end. And that is a good thing for all of college football because not everybody's going to be Ohio State or Texas or Georgia, and they're going to go through ebbs and flows. Like, another good example is fucking Kentucky got beat 31-6 in week 2. Then they almost beat Georgia, and they might put together a pretty good little season here and be in the mix at the end. Yep.
It's still a long way to go, and I don't expect it to happen. But like, how fun would that be to have a Colorado team that's like an 11 seed in the playoff, and they're just an underdog, and they're just out there slinging it and fucking playing Colorado football? That's just pure chaos for 3 hours. That would be so fun.
That Colorado-Kansas State game also falls on October 12th, and that's now another game that you have to look at that day, which is going to be awesome with Ohio State, Oregon, and Penn State, USC, and LSU, Ole Miss, Texas, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be an awesome day, and that Colorado game should be very interesting based off of what Kansas State did this last weekend.
I'll tell you another team that has a little path. When Northern Illinois beat them, everybody gave up on them, but Notre Dame's path to 11-1 is very, very, very visible. And there's nothing exciting about that. This is the opposite of Colorado being an exciting team. But Notre Dame's going to be there at the end, and they're going to be in the mix.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Power conferences, we have a couple surprise undefeateds. We have Duke,
Yeah.
5-0, BYU,
Mm-hmm.
5-0, Indiana, 5-0.
Mm-hmm.
Which of those 5-0 teams has the best chance of making the playoff?
It has to be BYU because of the conference they're in. Duke is just Duke's a mirage. Duke's not. They were down 20-0 Carolina, and they come back and win 21-20. It's a good story. It's good, but they're not a legitimate team. Indiana is a legitimate team, and BYU is probably a legitimate team too. Indiana's scheduled. They're 9-0 going into Ohio State potentially, right?
Yeah, they play
10-0.
They play Michigan right before.
Or 10-0 going into Ohio State.
They would be at Northwestern, Nebraska, Washington, Michigan State, Michigan. They'd be 10-0 going into Ohio State.
Okay, so they'll be 9-0 going into Michigan.
Yeah.
9-0 with Michigan, Ohio State on the schedule.
Yeah.
Which will be the biggest 2-week stretch in the history of Indiana football. Mm-hmm. And then BYU, which they were underdogs at a bad Baylor team. They ended up winning. They're 5-0 in a conference that isn't strong, so I would think them. But I could also look. I think if you're asking me the best team, it's Indiana. But the best situation is BYU.
Yeah, the best.
And Duke is just a non-starter for me.
When would you start on Duke? Like it's still like it's heating up on like the hot plate over there.
Yeah, maybe. I don't even know if I've gotten it out of the packaging.
Okay.
Because they're just kind of sticking around and winning these games. They're not really. There's not too much impressive about them. They're not like Indiana. Indiana goes to UCLA, wins 42-13.
Does Duke play Clemson?
They play Miami, I believe.
Let me look.
Miami and Florida State.
And Florida State's not a sentence you have to say.
Because Clemson is
Clemson's
got their
rolling.
drip.
Yeah,
they got that drip,
Mhm.
and that's the fear. They do play Miami. Duke does,
Mm-hmm.
but do they not play Clemson?
It's in Miami. They don't play Clemson.
They don't play Clemson. All right.
But yeah, they barely beat Northwestern. They barely beat UConn, and then they barely beat North Carolina.
yeah.
At least based off score.
SMU's lost to BYU now also in the ACC. Like we thought that was a really bad loss. Like they struggled with Nevada as well. They went into Florida State, and I know where Florida State is bad. They beat the shit out of Florida State. They are clearly a top dog in the ACC where they can compete for that conference championship. So
Well, it wasn't just that loss right there. They look bad in the win against Nevada earlier this year, but I think they have righted the ship as well. All right, let's see. Do you want to just before we go to pro football, you want to unpin the Ryan Williams?
Yeah, I would love to unpin that.
Because Jeremiah Smith had 2 catches on 1 drive that will be anybody's best catch all year.
Insane. Yeah.
He's like Marvin Harrison as a freshman.
He is I think like Ohio State people they were saying it all in the preseason that he's better than Marvin Harrison, and rightfully everyone was like, "What? What the fuck are you talking about?" I'm a guy who sat in this chair, Brandon, looked you in the eye and said Marvin Harrison is the most talented Buckeye football player I've seen in like 20, 30 years.
And that lasted about 6
and
months.
you were like, that seems crazy, and I was like, no, I'm telling like just in terms of raw talent, and yeah, that lasted about 6 months. I'm already at a point where I think. Like, I'm not talking about, like, the career, obviously. He's got a lot to do, a lot to prove, and a lot of, games against tougher competition coming up and all that. But, like, the skill that's on display from Jeremiah Smith right now is mind-blowing. It's they literally, every time he plays, the commentators say he could be playing in the NFL right this second. And it's not even nobody feels like that's hyperbole or that's like, come on, man, you're putting too much expectations on this young kid.
Yeah.
Nobody has that opinion. They're just like, yeah, no fucking shit. He could be playing in the NFL right now. And then they have another guy at Bama that's the exact same. Is it crazy to say they're the two best receivers in college football? If you were like, am I getting carried away? They're certainly the two most electric, like, grab you by the lapels and shake you.
They're probably the two most
receivers.
talented.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the scary part is, and I know his age gets knocked around so much, 17 years old for Ryan Williams and Jeremiah Smith being young too. This is the worst we'll ever see him. They're 4 games into their freshman season. It's only up from here, and they're only going to get better. Ryan Williams, and I know Jeremiah Smith is explosive, and he can do the wow plays, and Ryan Williams probably can too, but he's just also so fucking smooth.
Smooth, yeah.
Like, when he ran away from those Georgia defenders who are probably running 4.3s, 4.4s themselves, he just looks so effortless.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yep, Connor?
I didn't know if you were about to switch topics.
The touchdown catch Jeremiah Smith had on that drive was nuts, but the one
on the
setting up where
sideline,
he's getting punched in the face as he's catching the ball was incredible.
The first one, he had to go up and make a difficult one-handed catch in traffic. The touchdown was like, I'm just going to go ahead and catch this with one hand.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna, because that's easy to me.
I jumped off my couch. Literally, I jumped off the couch when he got the touchdown catch.
Hurt yourself? Are you okay?
No. I mean, I'm in decent enough shape.
Yeah.
I just kind of did like a quick.
How high were you on the couch? Standing on the couch?
I was standing.
Were you standing on the couch, or did you?
What, when I jumped?
Yeah.
I was laid back.
Okay.
And we did like one quick woohoo.
Like Caleb Williams.
Yeah. I did a woohoo. Yeah. One of those.
Anybody want to touch college football before we get out?
One last thing on the Ryan Williams thing. I was going to say the worst tweet of the weekend was when Nicky Smokes put into context what he was doing at 17. Did you see this?
Oh, my God.
It's like,
I don't know if I want to see that.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you, if you say, did you see the Nicky Smokes tweet? My answer is usually going to be no.
It was just like, to put into context what I was doing at 17. I was at the bar. It's like, all right, man. So
it's good content.
Oh, shit, man. Fuck.
It's like, now I really understand how good Ryan Williams is.
Yeah.
You know?
Also,
it's like
a couple more things on Ryan Williams. He had the kill everybody eye black from a reference.
I was rolling balls at
this really puts into perspective for me how good Ryan Williams.
Yeah, I didn't think about it until I saw this, and now
Orioles. Yeah, shout out to
because when they said on the broadcast that a 17-year-old was catching the game-winning touchdown against the number 2 team in the country and making the number 2 team in the country look silly, I was like, I don't.
What is that?
What is that? Is that good? Is that not
Need
good?
context.
I don't really understand.
I called
this.
Nicky Smokes. He didn't answer. I was trying to see what he was doing at 17.
Did we want to talk about, I know it's 3 days ago by now, but the Miami-Virginia Tech ending?
Yeah.
I think they got it right.
What a game. Yeah, they got it right.
And my problem with college football has always been this rule. The idea that we have to defer to the call on the field when we have superior replay technology, I don't understand why the call on the field is the standard. Why can't there be a situation every now and then where the officials on the field go to replay and say, guys, we just didn't see it. We couldn't see it. We don't have a call on the field. Make this call for us.
Yeah.
Why isn't that possible?
Because I think when
guys on the field just guessed.
When replay was put in, it was supposed to, and it lasted for about 2 seconds before they went away from this. It was supposed to just be like, oh, he had both feet out of bounds when he caught that. Oh, we fucked up. Like the guy, like it's supposed to be for like just the most egregious shit you've ever seen.
Yeah.
And then we just look at it one time, we overturn it, and then away we go. And it was supposed to be if you have to like look at multiple angles, let's just get on with the game and fucking stick with what's on the field. So I
Right.
think that was the idea, and then they've stuck with it. And now every replay, even the ones that are super obvious, where you're like, I don't know, was he down? And then you go review it, and the guy's standing straight up, and he gets the ball punched out.
Yeah.
And all of us at home are like, well, that should be a 2-second review. Somehow those even take a minute and a half.
Remember the Notre Dame one against Northern Illinois when the Northern Illinois guy got the first down by a full yard and a half?
Yeah.
But because you couldn't see the ball, they couldn't say the phrase, we have conclusive video evidence, so we can't overturn it. That's very fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't have to have that standard. You should be able to use common sense and your eyes on video, slow motion video, and figure it out. Friday night, whoever made the decision, you know what, we can't probably 100% see it on video, but we got enough to go ahead and say the call on the field was just they got it right.
I'm with you. I'm at a point. I think my ideal replay situation is you look at it for like 15 seconds, and if you can't figure it out, you stick with what's on the field. But now that that ship has sailed, and we're not doing that, and we are breaking down I think they need to do away with we have to make a call. I think they should do what you say.
Yeah.
Is that there should be times where you're just like, we honestly, no, I didn't see it.
Yeah, because
I don't fucking know.
The
Let's
two
just
refs
go.
on the field came together, and they couldn't look more clueless. They didn't know what just happened, and one of them just goes like that. That's not a call on the field. That's just trying to say, hey,
it's just trying to
let's go to replay and see what happened.
You internally flipped a coin in your head. You're just like, I don't know, fucking touchdown. I guess I don't know. It's fucking touchdown.
I don't know what the call is, but I don't know. I'm tired. I got to yawn.
But I would love for replay to just be like when a guy goes to make a catch and it very obviously bounces, but he's like diving, it makes it look like it's a scoop.
Yeah.
And they show 1 second of one replay, and you're like, I mean, the ball bounced twice.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I think you should just be able to watch it and be like, oh, we fucked that up, and get back to play. And if you have to like break it down, I don't know, but NFL does that a little bit. That's just probably me being old, but I just like I fucking hate replays stopping games, and I just want to get on with it. But they're going to break it down because they're. I mean, maybe getting it right is more important, and I think at this point, like they realize that we have to look at every angle because the fans are going to look at every angle, and the coaches after the game are going to look at every angle, and then we're going to have to answer for why we
cover our
that.
ass as much.
So why don't we just cover our ass and look at every angle? But if you're going to do that, I'm with you, Brandon. Just fucking shrug your shoulders and be like, we don't know. Let's just go straight to replay.
Yeah. They
should do that. Oh, I had one last college football thing. How much did UNLV lose by? They got blown out?
No, they won 59-14.
Did they lost 59-14?
They won 59-14.
That can't be right.
Over Fresno, yeah.
But that can't be right.
They
can't be right.
You can sit here and do this, but you got to understand. You got to understand what Blutman's gonna barge in at some point.
I know,
and that is his main point because he was dead right about that.
Of course.
Yeah. Blutman knows. Hey, Blutman knows ball.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know none of you guys were watching because it was on ESPN Plus, but JMU's all the way back. We're making the playoff.
All right.
Okay.
First team since 2019 LSU to score 63 in back-to-back weeks.
That seems okay.
Rutgers.
4-0 Rutgers.
That's
Let's go.
That was another great game.
Let's go ahead and talk about all of our undefeated teams.
Yeah, let's do that. Undefeated check. You go first.
Kentucky Wildcats 1-0 on the weekend.
West Point High School, right?
Well, we had a bye week, and we're also not undefeated.
But you also got a steak dinner.
Yeah,
I did. I had to eat that steak.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
That was a punishment.
Hey,
man of honor.
Y'all don't know because your teams haven't been bad in a while. But there's okay. There is that moment where you're going to the game and you're like, get this over with. They're so fucking bad. Just whatever. Tell me what the score is, and then you see them fight, and you're like,
wait a second.
Wait a goddamn minute. All right, I think I can go to war with this guy.
Crazier things have happened. Yeah,
that's
14-6 for a good chunk of the game.
No, it was 7-6.
Oh man.
Yeah, it sucked.
You are a man of honor.
It sucked. And listen, I've been hearing that a lot. The restaurant I went to they didn't have baked potatoes, so I had to get the palm puree, and I suffered through it. If I owe everybody a baked potato, I'll come back with a baked potato. But
that doesn't look like a full glass of red wine.
Well, here's the thing about that, Evo. I had already drank some.
Oh,
you know how glasses work, Evo. Speaking of undefeated teams, I got 2 of them. Go Dogs! Fucking took the number 1 team in the state.
I'll be goddamn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go Dogs beat Avon.
Go Dogs beat Avon, dude. We're fucking hot right now. Yeah, Blutman, if you're watching, if you want to come in and puff your chest about UNLV.
No, he can come in.
I'll high-five you.
His normal barging hours.
Just saying. I took some residual shit.
Is he here?
And Blutman and I were bonding over the...
He's been taking Mondays off, I think.
Yeah, it's a reset day for him.
Yeah,
I will say-
his eyes have to
His
come back
eyes.
to normal.
He worked a lot last week.
I will say pay the players, but it does seem like the teammates of that guy seem pretty happy. that
Seem
he's
like
gone.
they're fine.
It seems like they're fine, but pay the players. But
So what's
maybe,
your ultimate
maybe
take
Sluka,
from that?
Pay the players,
Okay.
but maybe Sluka story had more to it than what Sluka told us.
Let me do this. Step up your beard game and unleash your beast with Beard Guyz. Hair on your face is different from the hair on your body. Specific products are needed. Beard Guyz has products that wash, hydrate, and help to style your beard. Start your day off right with the 2-in-1 Wash and Tame, a wash and conditioner combo that is meant to cleanse and condition your beard. It has a citrus scent. Hydrate the beard with some beard oil. The beard oil helps soften and moisturize the beard and the skin. You can lock in the beard and style it with some matte styling clay, which has kaolin clay to help keep your beard in place and can be used for your hair as well. Whether you're a seasoned vet or a rookie beginning the bearded journey, Beard Guyz is the brand for your beard. You can find Beard Guyz at your local Walmart and Walgreens. All right.
NFL.
The National Football League, takeaway one. And if you disagree, fine, you can have your own takeaway one. Derrick Henry.
He's so fucking back.
Derrick Henry.
He's so fucking back. Not washed. Certified not washed. I can't believe I thought he was washed. I don't know if I thought it. I was just scared, Brandon. I was scared. I was at home scared, crying in the corner. Just like I said it over and
you
over.
were like calling hotlines.
I don't want to live in a world where Derrick Henry can't just truck dudes and also have breakaway speed. I want Derrick Henry. When Derrick Henry realizes that he's not going to be able to do what we saw last night, I want Derrick Henry to just retire. I don't want to turn on my TV and watch Derrick Henry like struggle to
Be
get 50
normal.
yards. Yeah, I don't want him to be normal. He needs to be a superhero at all times, and he is so fucking back.
It was freakish when he was 24 years old and he was, whatever size he is, 230, 240. It was freakish when he was that young and he was running away from people and trucking them. Now that he's in year 9 and he's still doing it, he's still doing it against the Bills, and he gets to the edge and just takes off and he runs away from him. It's unbelievable. It's great. It's awesome. And, yeah.
I think I should sit down and actually think about this. He might be one of my 5 favorite football players to ever live. He really might be.
Sit down and think about it. Can I just say something real quick?
Fuck.
First of all, pay the players.
Pay the players. Yes.
Okay,
Pay the players.
Secondly, I would.
Let me think
I
about
might
it.
have to think about my.
Let me think about that. I'm not one of those guys that actually puts a list together. You know?
Yeah.
There are guys
But
out
he's in
there-
the top 5.
There are guys out there, like your Nick Wrights, your Bill Simmons of the world, that are like, here, just so you all want to know, and just because I know you all care, here's where Derrick Henry ranks on my all-time running backs. After last night's performance, he moved up from 12 to 11, and I'm like, who are you actually like writing all this shit down? But yeah, I'd have to sit down and really think about it. But Derrick Henry, if I'm going off of recency bias, he's just so fucking fun to watch because human beings should not look like him and be able to do the things that he does. And when he touches the ball, when I'm of the opinion that he might be washed, and the first time he touches a football, he rips off an 87-yard run where he's not even touched at all. And then he also sprinkles in throughout the game like the patented Derrick Henry, the guy's going to wrap him up, and he still like either bounces off the tackle and completely breaks it, or gets like 3 or 4 more yards just falling forward.
So he's
It's unbelievable.
He's still,
Never seen anything like it.
He's still a super freak, and this team also has, and we're still getting used to it. We're 4 games in. This team also has a super freaky quarterback where if he read options and he keeps it, he can do a freakishly weird thing that you've never seen anybody do. Like, this team's going to be remarkably fun to watch coming down the stretch.
In a league where passing the football seems to be impossible for a lot of people right now.
It has changed, yeah.
Is having maybe the best running back, certainly of his era, but like, you know, if Derrick Henry's on, then he's one of the best running backs in the NFL, and to have the best running quarterback in the NFL, is that a good thing?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I would think so.
Are the Ravens sneaky? Like, are we overreacting to one game? But like, I kind of walked away thinking the Ravens are maybe they look better than the Chiefs, even though the Chiefs beat them.
I mean, they have 2 losses. I mean, they had a tough early schedule, right? They opened at the Chiefs and went to the Niners. I mean, that's really, really, really difficult. Now they just kill the Bills, and it doesn't say anything about the Bills because the Bills are good too. But it's just, you know, the Ravens are a super good team, and the Chiefs are not in trouble because they're undefeated. But Ebo texted us something very interesting, and he was correct on in our group text. He said, name the good offensive players on the Chiefs. Pacheco's out right now.
And then TJ, you had a pretty good answer. I forget, who did you say?
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I thought that was
good.
astute. That was a good
good.
one. That was a good response.
I'm Probably 50-50 on that, but if you guys say so, that's fine. Travis Kelce's not good anymore.
Rashee Rice was great, and now he's
Patrick Mahomes took him out.
Yeah, possibly ended his season.
Yeah.
So,
It would be very poetic if Mahomes, like, built another 3-year, 4-year dynasty of winning championships on the Brady model of, like, having the best
They
defense.
just have a great defense.
Having a
and
sick-ass defense.
Do enough on
I
offense.
mean, the Chiefs' defense is damn
It's
good.
really
And
good.
Chris Jones up front, like, that's a very good defense.
So what? As we sit here right now, we're on week.
This
that
was week 4.
Yeah.
No?
Why
This was-
don't they?
was week
Why doesn't
4.
college and
Sync
NFL
up?
just sync up somehow?
Were they synced up before? Is there?
No.
They've
Why don't we
never
sync
been
it
synced
up?
up. I feel like they've been synced
makes
up
you
before.
in my lifetime, it's always just been a week before is when
This is-
college football starts.
Isn't this week 7 of college football? Because week
Yeah.
0?
Yeah.
Well, no, week 0 is not a week.
So can we do week? Why don't we make week 0 -1? Week 1 is week 0.
That could
Then
work.
But
sync
week
it up that
1
way.
can't be week 0.
I don't know. I just don't want to. I want to be able to say it's week 5
Well,
and
can we
everybody be on
average
the
them?
same
Can we
page.
average them
Yeah,
out?
do 4.5,
This was week 4.5,
4.5.
3.5,
3.5,
right? No, 4.5.
4.5.
Yeah.
Because it was week 5 for college football and 4 for pro football. So this was week 4.5.
All right. Point is, it's week whatever.
4.
We're still a lot of ball left to be played, but we're what a quarter of the
We're
way.
a quarter of the way
About
in.
a quarter of the way into the NFL season.
Yeah. Well, almost.
You have a 4-0 Minnesota Vikings team that was a lot of people's pick to be last in the division with a Bears team that had a number 1 pick quarterback going into the best situation we've ever seen from a number 1 quarterback. You have a Packers team that was hot last year.
Yep.
They were young and they're bringing everybody back and they're going to build on that momentum. And then the Lions are the Lions, which is it's crazy to say that we've arrived at this point where you go into a season and you just go the Lions are the Lions.
That's a good
and that
thing.
means that's a good thing. But that's what the NFC North is. And now all of a sudden the Minnesota Vikings are at the top and their defense is awesome and Sam Darnold looks like an MVP. How long is that actually going to last? We don't know, but it looks good right now. You have the 4-0 Kansas City Chiefs that have won back-to-back Super Bowls, but as we've talked about, they're winning all these games by the skin of their teeth. Their offense does not look inspiring. You could poke holes in them all day, but at the same time, they have the pedigree, they have the coach, they have the quarterback. What I'm saying, Brandon, is what do we actually know about this league? The Buffalo Bills look like they were the best team in the NFL, get absolutely fucking stomped last night. What is it that you can sit here and tell me that you know for certain about the NFL after 4 weeks of play?
So you're asking
you
me
feel confident.
What is for sure?
Because the way the league is right now is that there's so much whiplash, so much flip-flopping, because 1 week a guy looks – Aaron Rodgers looked awesome last week. Aaron Rodgers, you're like, oh my God, this is vintage Rodgers. His arm's lively. He's bouncing around the pocket. He's scrambling, making plays with his legs.
Yeah.
And then against the Broncos, he looked like dog shit.
Here's-
And it just goes on and on with all of these. The Steelers' defense.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the Steelers' defense was like the greatest unit we've ever seen in football history.
And here comes Joe Flacco.
And here comes Joe Flacco and a little dash of Anthony Richardson before he got hurt. And all of a sudden, the Steelers' defense looks like ass. So what is it that you feel confident in right now about the NFL? And you can say, in a league of uncertainty, I'm certain about that.
I'm sure of 2 things.
Okay.
Number 1, the number 2 pick is the actual number 1 pick in the NFL draft.
Jaden Daniels is
C.J. Stroud last year.
Oh, okay,
Jaden Daniels this year.
Yeah.
You want to pick number 2 because
number 2.
apparently those guys are
Yeah.
the actual best. This motherfucker is good. That offense is damn good, and they are rolling. They look great, and it's the Commanders are in that long list of teams that just have never been able to find their quarterback in recent years.
Yeah.
Well, they got that motherfucker now.
Yeah.
Because he's off to the highest completion percentage start ever for a rookie or ever, period.
Ever, period.
Ever period, full
Full
stop?
stop.
Ever period, full stop, end of sentence?
Mhm.
That's it? That's the tweet? Holy shit.
82%, I believe, through 4 games. I'm sure of that, and I'm sure of this. Outside of him, the best players in the league are resurrected quarterbacks.
Yeah.
If you have a starting
off
quarterback
quarterbacks.
that you thought was going to be your franchise guy for the last 2 years, no, that's out. What you got to have is a guy who's a cast-off. You have to have Sam Darnold. You have to have Baker Mayfield. You have to have Joe Flacco now, apparently.
Right.
Like, Geno Smith is still kicking there in Seattle. They're undefeated. Andy Dalton has got a new life. Gardner Minshew.
Gardner Minshew. Did you say Fields? Say Fields.
I didn't say Justin Fields.
Say Justin
but
Fields.
I should have said Justin Fields.
He had a bozo fumble yesterday, but he was fucking awesome.
I mean, he's just going to do that every now and then. You just got to let that happen.
Thought process.
Yes, please.
Big brain, galaxy brain thought just came to my head.
Sure.
You draft a quarterback high.
Uh-huh.
He busts. You let your quarterback bust.
Right, you got to.
Yeah.
And instead of having him go somewhere else. He goes somewhere else. It's just to your practice squad for
Oh, so
for-
you make
for
him
3
do
years.
the resurrected process
in-house.
What if you could? What if
Yeah.
it was like European soccer where you can put guys on loan and you can like give them to the other team, but then when they're good, you fish them back in. You cast them out there and you
So-
keep them on the hook, and then you're like, all right,
Who's
now
hurt?
it's just
Who's hurt right? So Tua is out right now. So let's say Cincinnati, they won yesterday, but let's just use this. Cincinnati isn't happy with Burrow so far. They loan him out to the Dolphins so the Dolphins can get through this little patch.
yeah.
And then when
Or
he
you know who should do this is the Jaguars with
Trevor
Lawrence.
Okay, perfect. Trevor's a better
Yeah,
example.
yeah. Consider
They're 0-4.
Yeah.
Loan Trevor out to the Dolphins.
Trevor Lawrence is a bust. Like we've decided he's a bust, but we also know, and the way the NFL works,
Right.
is that once you declare a guy a bust and you move on from him, he's going to have a resurgence somewhere.
Yeah.
So let's just do the resurgence now. Let's let him go play for the Dolphins now
Okay.
for the rest of the season. Have his resurgence, and then we'll just pull him back in.
And next year,
And then
look
next
out.
year we're going to be awesome.
All right.
That's one thing I have on my list, by the way.
the
Things
loan system.
things I'm certain of. Number one on my list was also Jaden Daniels is that dude, and he's legit.
Well, not just him, because that whole offense is cooked.
Yeah. But Jaden Daniels is like last week wasn't a flea. Like I think Jaden Daniels is going to be just fine in this league.
Uh-huh.
Number two, the Jaguars are in fact toast. We talked about it last week.
But boy, they were.
And Ebo tried to push back on it.
They were this close to not being toast.
I don't.
You still don't think they're toast?
I just. It's so weird watching them because it's like
They're good until they're not.
they're inches from.
It's a game of inches, though.
Yeah.
That's the game. The game is inches.
This is very much the was it the Anthony Lynn Chargers in 2019 that lost like a bunch of one-score games. They're going to lose 10-1 score games this year.
Scott Frost,
and I'm-
Nebraska.
And I'm still not convinced Trevor Lawrence is bad.
I'm not either.
He's good when he's good,
He's bad when he's bad.
but he's bad when he's bad. He misses wide open dudes
That-
far too often to be good.
that
But he's
Christian-
also not bad.
Christian
Christian-
Kirk kind of gave up, didn't he?
It's also like I don't know. I don't. If you miss a deep ball, it's like people miss deep balls a lot. Like I don't know. He makes like very hard throws and can make plays with his legs, but then it's like, what are the Jaguars doing? Like
Trevor Lawrence is not bad, but I think the expectations for him were so absurd that I think that's where the Trevor Lawrence is toast.
He'll figure it out in Miami.
If he
Narrative is coming from. Like I don't think he's ever going to become what we thought he was going to be.
He'll figure it out in Miami.
that's right, yeah.
If he gets written off to another team,
Right.
in Darnold fashion,
Oh, I think
watch
he would
out.
Be, yeah, I agree. His second team, he would be a monster.
Kurt Warner type stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's like he comes out and is thrown for like 7,000 yards, 70 touchdowns.
He does have his highlight reel is nice. Like his like he does have the physical tools. I'm with you. Like you'll never really be able to quit Trevor Lawrence. But
No.
then also objectively, I mean, he makes a lot of fucking bad throws
I have another thing I'm
for
sure
a guy
of.
that should be a generational all-time prospect.
I have another thing I'm sure of.
Go ahead.
The most underreported story in sports over the last few years is how awesome it is that there's just a kicker named Young Ho Koo. And he kicked a 58-yarder yesterday to win the game.
Yeah.
And getting beat by Young Ho Koo kicking a 58-yarder in your face.
You can't even really be mad.
Can't be mad.
Yeah.
That's Young Ho Koo.
It's the young ho. Yeah. What a kick.
Where are you on
Kick-
kickers right
yeah,
now?
where are
Yeah.
we at a kick? Because of the I was
Kickers
watching
were bad there for a second yesterday.
the Broncos Jets game ended with
Two missed kicks.
two
right?
missed kicks. Yeah, the Broncos were trying to make it not a two possession to go from one. They were up one. They were trying to go up 4 with the field goal. They miss, and then Zerline misses.
All right.
field
We had
goal
another
in the game.
60-yarder yesterday, though.
Yeah,
Did we? Who?
I think
Joey
the,
Sly, the guy built
was
like a
the
linebacker.
Jets. Can we just decide the Jets Broncos was just a weather game, or no? Because a lot of wow, Bo Nix his ass,
Are the,
and Aaron Rodgers is washed.
All right.
Discussion for a game that was like everyone's slipping, sliding around out there.
I'm gonna say a phrase, and then you tell me the team that embodies this the most. Okay?
Yep.
Are they good? With a really sarcastic question mark. Are they good? Because the Jets were 2-1,
it's the Jets,
and you
yeah.
think that? So is the Jets?
I feel
It
like
might be the Steelers.
Yeah, that's concerning that the Steelers defense was. But do you just chalk it up to like Joe Flacco has their number? Joe Flacco was in that division
Well,
for so long, he just kind of knows.
I don't think Joe Flacco can have your number. I think you should have blocked that a long time ago. The Saints started 2-0, and now
It was concerning how easily the Indianapolis Colts can move the football against the Steelers. Yeah.
so easily.
Yeah, that was a little concerning.
Running it, throwing it.
For if the Steelers, the
Flacco.
Steelers' recipe is our defense is
Yeah.
going to be a stalwart.
We're gonna choke you out.
Yeah, and then we're going to run the ball, and then every so often, just when you have yourself convinced Justin Fields can't throw, watch this, and
Yeah.
there's a deep ball, and we hit it on a deep ball, and that's like how they're going to win games. And they forgot the first part, which is don't let the other team move the ball.
Connor, 90 seconds. Bucks destroy Eagles from the start.
Yeah, went down 24-0. Game was over right then and there.
And you blame Sirianni and Darius Slay?
I'm glad that you brought up Darius Slay.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna have this out.
I actually went and stopped by the store and I got a watch. This is my bum watch, and Darius Slay is right there on it. The clock has struck midnight on Darius Slay. His career's over. Get him the fuck out of Philadelphia. I hate him. He is the worst. I don't blame him. There it is. This is nice.
God damn it! He's the best in the fucking
did it
business.
again. He did it again.
He's
The motherfucker did it again.
He's a certified bum. Played awful yesterday. I wouldn't chalk the loss up to him, but after the game, how he handled it, where he's tweeting out this self-propaganda like, hey, if you're going to talk bad about me, talk about all my accomplishments and blah, 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 blah. Then he deletes the tweet because it was an awful tweet, and then he puts his account on private so nobody can harass him and offend. He's the worst. I've hated him for years, and I know he's a Mississippi State guy and can ring a cowbell. No, stop. I hate him.
You know, a lot of people say that if your Penn State running back hadn't dropped the ball a couple of weeks ago, you wouldn't be in this situation. But that's just me. That's what a lot of people are saying. I'm not saying it.
We would be 0-4 if we did not have Saquon Barkley.
I don't think
That wasn't what he said, though.
He has.
No.
That wasn't what he said.
Wasn't what I said.
Okay, fine. Then, in your world, we lost week 2 against the Falcons.
Connor,
Saquon Barkley.
Red October tomorrow. Red October's here.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Fuck the Eagles. Red
No, yeah, the Eagles. Listen,
October. You realize the Phillies World Series run can run right into the start of the Sixers season. That's going to be a title run.
well, it's the Sixers.
So
Sixers media day today, and I'm already seeing the pictures of Paul George and everything. I'm like, I just don't know.
you could just throw the Eagles in the garbage.
Honestly,
You could just throw the Eagles in the garbage.
here's the issue with the Eagles right now. We are missing A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Lane Johnson, who's arguably the best right tackle in football. So this offense is not the same. However, yesterday's game went far beyond injuries, went far beyond the offense. This team is just not prepared to come out and win games. And
They're just not very good.
You have no idea.
Not prepared.
There's talent all across the board.
On defense?
Defensively, yeah. I mean, Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis should be blowing up every single game. And they're coming out inconsistent. They were phenomenal last week. That's why we played so well against the Saints. They weren't there yesterday. Secondary's supposed to be good. C.J. Gardner-Johnson's supposed to be good. No, he gets blown up once a game. Embarrassed. Darius Slay.
Yes, Ebo.
I have a question for the Eagles fans in the room
Okay.
and those out there watching.
Mm-hmm.
Is Howie Roseman, is he a Twitter GM?
Ooh.
Does he make moves
Oh,
for
oofta.
the people on Twitter and name brands and not necessarily try to get the best players? Because you
Well-
get guys like Darius Slay. It's like, holy shit, we got Darius Slay. He was an all-pro player with the Lions. Like, it's going to work out for us. We go out and get James Bradbury. He was an all-pro player with the Panthers. Like, it's going to work out for us. Jahan Dotson, like, people know that name. Like, let's go get Jahan Dotson. Stuff like that. Like, is that type of stuff
Yes, Connor.
2 things.
a Howie Roseman thing?
You guys get on me all the time for being like a Saquon homer, or people out there do. Jahan Dotson, I love. He has been a massive disappointment.
Okay.
Massive disappointment, especially in these games where we need him without AJ and Devontae. He hasn't stepped up at all. Bryce Huff at defensive end was supposed to be a good signing and has been nowhere. And that is Howie Roseman's fault for passing on Hassan Reddick and letting him walk. But anyway, if it were me, I would fire Sirianni in the bye week. I would promote Kellen Moore to...
You're firing him already?
Dude, like, yes, we're...
Y'all just have to fire people there.
He is a moron.
You're addicted to firing people.
Did you see his answer yesterday about
what would
Saquon
firing
Barkley?
him in the bye week do?
Maybe give this team some confidence.
Well, how?
The thing is, we are not going to win a Super Bowl, clearly. We still could be like a playoff team that maybe makes a run, but there's just no confidence in this head coach, and you have no idea how he's going to come out and prepare the team every
I think that's where I'm at with the Eagles. It's not even fun to turn the screws on you.
Yeah.
They're just irrelevant.
They're not good enough.
They're just like I think deep down you're just a mediocre football team.
Red October is going to bring a lot of life to this podcast.
I hope.
We're all excited about it.
I'm not even trying to troll you. I think the Eagles are just largely just not as interesting as we thought they might be.
Yeah, no.
I think you're just not that good of a football team.
Yeah.
You're not ass, but you're stuck. The NFL is a game of very thin margins. All these teams, any given Sunday, all these teams are just about as good as each other. There's a very small top tier, very small bottom tier. Everyone else is in the middle. You're very clearly just in the middle.
Sirianni is 3-10 in our last. The Eagles are 3-10 in our last 13 games, but Sirianni has a big part to doing that. He had a moronic answer about why Saquon Barkley is only getting 2 carries in the first 3 possessions.
Well, Jalen Hurts is 3-10 in his last 13.
That's also true.
Yeah.
I think there's that to consider as well.
Yeah, no, bad, really, really bad.
I like the bum watch though.
It's a good. Well played. Well played.
He is a bum. Him and Tobias Harris, but thankfully I don't have to watch Tobias Harris again.
Baseball? Do you want to do that now, or you got any more?
Yeah. I just wrote down Vikings are for real. I think they are. I don't think.
They haven't beaten bad teams. Now they're doing it on the road. Against.
Of course they're going to lose. Of course they're going to maybe lose a few in a row. Of course, I don't necessarily think they're a lock to win the division. Why would I say that when they're in a division with the Lions? But I don't think the other shoe's going to fall where it's like the Vikings we thought we were going to see, quote unquote, is going to. I guess I don't need to say quote unquote if I do the air quotes.
No, the receivers are so good.
Well, is Sam Darnold MVP?
So far,
he is. Yeah, he's got to be right now.
For 4 weeks,
he's got to be right now. Through 4 weeks.
Will he stay the MVP? Probably not. But if you had to give out a first 4 games MVP, yes, he is it.
Yeah.
I think. No, he is it.
He is it.
He's a guy.
It was Josh Allen, but not after last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking to TJ about this. I saw him play against Penn State in the Rose Bowl in 2017, and I have not been able to quit him since.
Yeah.
Because it was I was like, this quarterback is unreal, and I'm glad that he's finally getting some shine and he's in a good situation.
Let me talk about Mountain Dew and then we'll do baseball.
Sure.
You know what we all need to get more of? Off our ass with bold flavors and refreshing citrus kick. Mountain Dew will get you off your ass and have you feeling like you're on an actual mountain. A mountain where the weather is always perfect. Your friends are ready to hang. A day of epic proportions awaits. And picture this. A nice, refreshing, ice-cold Baja Blast in your right hand.
Woo.
And a nice, refreshing Code Red in your left hand. And you're saying to yourself, I don't know which one's my favorite. Well, on this mountain, you're figuring it out for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Your double-fisted Mountain Dews. You can have them both at the exact same time. The mountain is calling. You should answer. Grab your friend. Grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew wherever refreshing beverages are sold. And do the do. Do the do.
So you have the Mets-Braves doubleheader today. Jeff Passan had the most crazy tweet yesterday when he said, this is how it breaks down, and he wrote 700 words. But this is how it breaks down. If they split, both get in. Mets and Braves get in, Diamondbacks are out. If the Braves sweep, the Mets are out, Diamondbacks are in. If the Mets sweep, Braves are out, Diamondbacks are in. So that's what we got this afternoon. Now, that's all going to play itself out, and we'll talk about it later. But I just want to go through – I have 2 stat lines pulled out, and they're Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani. Okay? Aaron Judge finished this season with a 322 batting average, 58 home runs, 144 RBIs. He led the league with a OBP, on-base percentage of 458, OPS 1159. Shohei Ohtani, 310, 54 home runs, 130 RBIs, 390 OBP, led the National League, 1036 OPS, led the National League. He finished with 54 home runs, 59 stolen bases.
Wow.
I feel like when he passed 50-50, it was like he hit the mark and we stopped kind of – it wasn't
kind of paying attention.
It wasn't news when he kept doing it.
And
54 and 59.
He just kept going.
He almost got to 60 steals. And so 54 and 59. I looked this up today. Couch Boys. How many caught stealings did Shohei Ohtani have this year? He had 59 steals.
I think he had 3 going into 50. 3.
He ended up with 4.
Okay.
59 steals, 4 caught stealings. For reference, like Ellie De La Cruz and like the top 20, like he had 16 caught stealings. There were a bunch with 15, 14, 10, stuff like that. 59 times he stole the base, 4 times he got caught. That's unbelievable.
It's crazy.
Jose Ramirez.
Great, because he's stealing just about every time he's on base.
Jose Ramirez hit 41 and 39.
That's pretty crazy too. That flew under the radar.
Yep,
I think the entire Guardian season flew under the radar.
it did.
Yeah,
even though they were good the whole year.
They were good the whole year.
Yeah, he was Jose Ramirez if he had gotten to play yesterday, would have had a chance to have a home run or a double and a home run.
Yeah, 39 doubles, 39 home runs, 41 steals.
It would have been the only 40-40-40 season besides Alfonso Soriano.
Well, that's a weird way to say it.
I know it came out wrong. I started bad and ended bad, but
So
Yeah, now this is what I need. This is what.
and this is how I got the
is great.
information. Jay Kuda this morning.
Yeah. This is Jeff Passan. He's yapping. He's just yapping on Twitter. You just tweet out this picture. This is all we need.
So there you go. If they split, they both now could they shake hands and say like, hey, let's just.
Well, that was the who
the Raiders. Chargers Raiders.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They were going to
that's
take
right.
the tie, and then they called the timeout for some. Like the Chargers called the timeout, and they just kicked the field goal.
This is this an example of game theory, Ebo?
Prisoner's dilemma.
Prisoner's dilemma. We both have to say share the money.
Okay. Yeah.
That was
If
a good pull.
one of us says
Mhm.
split the money
No.
and the other one says share the money,
Wait.
then the
Split
one
and
who
share are
split-
the same
Steal,
thing, aren't they?
split or
split or steal. Yeah, they
We have to both split.
Split and
steal.
Forfeit.
forfeit.
You
So-
both advance. One forfeits.
No,
the
wait.
other
Hold on.
Does not forfeit 2-0.
One
One guy
says
goes-
steal, they steal it. Two say steal,
Steal
but
it.
nobody
But
gets it.
nobody gets it.
And both say split, you split it. Correct?
Yeah.
The mom is the firefighter.
All right, $1 million. $1 million.
Why don't they make the whole plane out of the mom?
We got $1 million.
Okay. Are you gonna write it down? So okay.
Yeah. You write down your answer. You and I, we just went through a game show together.
Okay.
And we were awarded $1 million. What are we doing? Are we stealing or are we splitting?
Oh boy.
Steal or split?
This is tense. TJ.
All right.
No, wait.
Wait.
I got to do it.
All right. What have you got?
I did steal. I'm taking the money. Yeah.
I got pay the players. So, gotta go ahead and pay the players.
Pay
I
the
thought
players.
you would
Pay
be-
the players.
I-
Pay the players.
I thought you'd be with
me. I'm gonna steal the. I wanted to steal the money and
To
give it to the players.
Like you're Robin Hood. That's not. That's an. Why do I have the Jägermeister hat over here? How'd that get over here?
Because you just.
I do. I just Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks. If you're searching for the ultimate football headquarters, there's no shortage of college and professional football action at Twin Peaks. Score more all season at the #1 sports bar. Twin Peaks always has home field advantage with an unrivaled sports watching experience and unbeatable game day deals on all your favorites. Twin Peaks is known for its 29-degree draft beers and handcrafted cocktails. Explore the entire scratch-made menu, then run up the score with over 30 different styles of sauced and tossed wings from Twin Peaks hand-stretched flatbread menu. Witness historic upsets on wall-to-wall TVs. Follow your fantasy players while watching the home team beat division rivals in prime time. Plus, once the games are over, you can take your team into overtime with late-night specials and handcrafted cocktails. No matter how or who you want to watch, Twin Peaks has all the games plus scenic views from every seat. Get your axe to lodge and score more all season at Twin Peaks. Eat, drink, and scenic views at Twin Peaks. All right. So AJ and Big Justice tried to set the record for the biggest boom at the FAU game.
Boom.
I heard it was a doom.
Oh no.
That's what I heard. I don't know if we can find this.
Find me a bigger boom though.
The Jackson State Marching Band.
Okay.
They're the sonic boom of the South.
Damn.
All right, Al. Let's give it one more shot.
Oh,
The world's biggest boom. We need everyone.
It's just
3, 2, 1. Boom! Let's go, Al. Bring them. Boom!
there's just nobody there, Brandon.
Yeah.
There's nobody there. That's the tough part about that.
That wasn't.
It's also, is Boca Raton kind of an older crowd? Like, you think people that
Yeah,
are already
I
at the game are kind of
They
have
know
no
who
idea
they
what's
are.
going on?
Well, that's their hometown boys, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that where they're from?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're in New York though. They're at the office right now.
I love them.
Yeah. They're at NYC HQ.
How's that going?
I don't know. I've just seen tweets about it. I don't know. But apparently they have Big Justice, or no, AJ was saying that there's massive news that they have to break today.
Today.
Oh, really?
Today.
At Barstool headquarters?
Yes. He said in a video, we'll see you Monday at Barstool Sports.
If they work here now, I'm quitting. Was that risky to say?
I think that was kind of risky.
That was, yeah.
Jerry Reinsdorf put out a statement
About what?
about the White Sox sucking ass.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Was that?
yeah. I didn't read the whole thing. It was one of those where I saw it. I saw the tweet and I was like, I ain't reading all that.
What?
I ain't reading all that. Are you reading all that?
I actually did read all of it, and I was just confused because he was just sort of like,
But he didn't say anything, right?
he didn't really say anything, and also he was like, this season sucked, and we're gonna get to the bottom of who's at fault.
He listed like all the possible. We're going to develop players on our current roster, develop players in our system, evaluate trades and free. That's just all of the options.
That's just what you do anyway.
That's the only.
That's how you do
the
baseball.
only things to do.
So I have a White Sox. There's two things I want to do, and I'm going to say the first one, and I do not want you to bite on it yet. We will talk about it in a second, but I'm setting up why I got to this point. So I was in a discussion, in a debate about whether you would rather be on the Savannah Bananas or the Chicago White Sox, and, which we could put a pin in that one. We'll come back to it.
Oh, why? I want to do that one now.
I knew you would.
Okay.
And in trying to formulate and trying to do research to get to the bottom of my answer for this, I looked up the contracts of the Chicago White Sox, and I need this explained to me as to whether this is unusual, because what I stumbled across was that the Chicago White Sox had like 4 guys that are going to be under contract next year. Like their entire team was on 1-year contracts, or this was the last year of their contract, and that stood out to me. And I don't know, that's probably a good thing that there's going to be a lot of roster turnover.
Yeah.
But that felt like insane that they're basically just signing a bunch of guys.
So they're going to the transfer portal?
To 1-year deals. I think they had literally. I was on Baseball Reference, and I looked up their contracts. Pull this up, Evo.
Why'd you do that?
Because I was trying to see how much like
how much they can fix.
just like a random ass player on the White Sox, how much money he makes.
Oh,
This
I
was part of
see.
my Savannah
Okay.
Bananas.
The research.
This was the research. It was like, all right, if I'm taking into account, which we can have the discussion. We'll have that discussion. But I was looking up.
Anything until the discussion is just noise to me.
I was like, what's the average White Sox player make? Because they're like, Reinsdorf is notoriously cheap, and they don't have really a competitive roster at all. They have the worst team in the modern
so
era baseball
Benintendi.
history. Yeah. Did they have 4? They
He
have
makes
4
money,
guys
right?
that were like
When
on.
Cotta team option, he could be gone.
Oh.
Luis Robert.
So they
is
got
under
4 guys
contract.
under control?
Am I looking at the right thing? It was just a
Yeah.
bunch of like 1 year.
Well,
it
it's
was
a bunch of guys that are arbitration eligible in here. Like Nicky Lopez will go to arbitration, probably get a deal. Andrew Vaughn will get a deal. Yeah, they have a lot of guys that are arbitration eligible, but like Gavin Sheets will get a deal.
So
Like they're
Yeah,
under
this is-
contract, but they're not. They don't have what they're getting paid next year because they're
25, 20, and then like everybody was 24. Yeah, it was like the top 4, and then
Right.
everybody's just, this is it. This is the end of their contract. So on the one hand, I was like, well, no wonder they sucked ass, because they're just like throwing like $700,000 at a bunch of dudes for 1-year
Yeah.
deals.
But on the other hand,
On the other hand, it's like, the White Sox
bunch of new guys.
open the wallet next
Yeah.
year? Could they
I don't think
They,
they've. I think they.
hit the portal? Could they?
I think they're still the team that has never done $100 million contract.
Benintendi's their biggest contract of all time, $75 million.
$75 million. Wow. All right, back to the more
Yeah,
important.
yeah. So, what level of White Sox am I?
So the debate was, I had I don't know the guy's name, but I guess I don't know anybody's name on the White Sox either. Would you rather be the top dog, the top banana, the top
Sure.
if the Savannah Bananas are a boy band, and they pretty much are,
Yeah. Justin.
the Justin Timberlake, the Nick Lachey, would you rather be the guy on the Savannah Bananas, or just a replacement level, which all the guys are replacement level, but you know what I mean? Like not being Benintendi.
Like a utility player that doesn't
utility
start.
player off the bench.
Okay.
Which is Sheets, right? Would that be Sheets? Was he like the utility guy for them, kind of? I don't know.
He's kind of, I don't know, just a DH.
He's just their DH.
So would I rather be the 15th best player on the White Sox or
yeah,
the best player for the Savannah Bananas? Now, common thinking would be Major League
you
Baseball.
want to be a Major League Baseball player. You played baseball your whole life. That's always been your goal. That's
But Savannah Bananas do sell out every place they go.
yeah.
Are they making? Are those individual guys making money, or is the organization making money and they're
I
making
have no idea.
$250 a game?
This was part of the argument. Was like, how much money are they making? The White Sox guy, your average White Sox guy, or 15th best player on the team, is making like $700,000.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know if they're making that much, the Savannah Bananas, but probably in endorsements and shit. I don't know.
So the Savannah Bananas are making that much money. Are they giving it to the players is the question.
Pay the players.
Probably.
Pay the players.
I don't know how reliable.
You're also in a packed house every night.
You don't really lose, even when you lose.
Think bitches want to fuck you?
When they lose, are they?
Do bitches want to fuck you, Connor?
Not me personally, but Savannah
do
Bananas, yes.
But like, I mean, are they of age?
Well, yeah, there are some.
Really?
You know
I mean, I was being serious. Like, I picture the average Savannah Banana fan being
Like a
12
little
years
kid.
old.
Yeah. It's a family show, whatever.
My mom asked for one thing for her birthday this year. She wants to go see the Savannah Bananas
Savannah
play.
Banana.
And I said no. I bought her a Basset Hound for her birthday. She went and got it Saturday.
It's a gorgeous Basset Hound.
So, have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw Caitlin
posted it.
Yeah.
Would you rather be that Basset Hound or on the Savannah Bananas?
That's 50-50. I'd
Or
rather
on
be
the-
that
or on the
Basset Hound
Chicago
than the White Sox.
on the White Sox.
I think this is no debate. You want to be a Savannah Banana. Like, zero contest.
Yeah, I think that's where I landed on it. But it feels like what Brandon said at the start. You play baseball your whole life. Like, being a Major League Baseball player is the ultimate goal. But
Devil's advocate here. You're on the White Sox in August. You're 20 and 112. A Savannah Bananas call and say, "We'll match your salary. Come down here, big guy. You can play with us." No White Sox doing that, right?
that's true.
However, if you're a Savannah Banana and you're in September and the White Sox call and say, "We suck. We're awful. Please
we
come
need
play
you
for us."
to come play for
That
us.
Savannah Banana is
But-
running.
I guess it depends on where you're at in your career with baseball.
If you're 39,
if you know that like this is the peak and I can't get any better than the peak of my playing career is signing 1-year deals with the worst team in the history of baseball,
or
I could just like play forever,
be a rock star.
and be a rock star. Maybe that's more Yeah, if you're like 24 years old or 23 on the White Sox, I'm sure you're like I still have hope and promise.
Is the
You can
banana
turn
thing
this around.
fading? It feels like they were bigger online like last year.
No, because
No
they're still
idea.
doing stadium
They're
tours.
selling out like MLB.
They're selling out Citizen
It's-
Bank Park, Fenway. Like,
It's turned into a Harlem
documentary.
Globetrotter
It's
type
the Globe.
thing.
They're the Globetrotters.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is based on the season we just saw from the White Sox, could an argument be made that the Savannah Bananas are
Well, we just had it.
better than the Chicago White Sox?
it says on average, I don't know how reliable the site is, they make around $85K. That's the
Underpaid.
average salary
That's bad.
For the Bananas?
for the Bananas.
But that's I'm talking to be the top guy. Like, obviously, average.
If that's the average, the top dog's not going to be getting much because you'd think he'd bring the average up.
I'm calling cap on that number too.
You think so?
Yeah.
But the top guy, that probably is a salary, but then he's got, like, fucking Nike.
But I
and
think
fucking Apple.
I think Savannah Banana. I think the bananas are the brand. I don't think any player.
Oh, really?
Can you name a Savannah Banana?
No, but I can't really name a White Sox either. That's the problem.
We just named Luis Robert. We can name Yoan Moncada. We can name White Sox.
All right. So it's White Sox. I thought you started out being Bananas.
Then I taught myself into White
Talking
Sox. Real quick, not real quick, because Dikembe Mutombo.
Was that real?
It is real. That sucks.
Yeah, we were told like seconds before we went on air that Dikembe Mutombo passed away, and I was just in denial. I was just like, I don't want to.
It appears
talk
to be
about
real.
'cause
It is real, right?
I'm gonna hope that someone says that's actually not real, and
That
that sucks. Yeah,
That fucking sucks.
yeah, he's obviously a legend, a Hall of Famer. Also, like, responsible for not single-handedly, but like played a huge part in spreading the NBA globally.
Yeah.
and especially to Africa.
Huge.
A ton of African players or players of African influence.
I mean, there were guys that
They're
came
now in the
before him,
NBA.
but he just took it and ran with it.
Became an ambassador too. Yeah, that's crazy. That's he was an awesome dude and an awesome player.
And he has in a league that's full of, and I say this in a good way, full of showmanship and full of gestures and full of all this. He owns this. Like, this is, if you do
Iconic.
this now, this is Dikembe Mutombo for the rest
It's
of time.
iconic, yeah.
Yeah, like, that's iconic. That's hard to do in a league that is built on icons.
What was the commercials he was doing? Who was that for?
Give them he had a bunch of good commercials.
Like
Geico.
Geico.
it was Geico. Yeah,
oh,
where he
back
would-
in the
he would
day, he had a
swatch it away and then say no.
He had that one, and back in the day, he had one where just you give them a dunk or something, and it was very good too. And I can't remember. Maybe that was Sprite. That could have been Sprite. But yeah, I
Did
didn't-
we know he was?
No, I don't think we did. He had died of brain cancer, and I'm not sure we knew that.
Damn. That's not good. That's my stance on that. I like, on the one hand, you're like, that's if you're going through that, keeping it private is obviously his prerogative, but on the other hand, that like hits you like a gut punch,
shock to
because
the
you didn't even
system.
really you had no idea that this was going on. So to get all the news at once like that sucks. That's why I didn't think it was real. I was like, surely this cannot be a real story. But yeah, Dikembe Mutombo, R.I.P. What else?
Anything silly here that can save us?
From
Watches the tortoise
sad
and the
news.
hare plays out in real. Oh no! I want to watch this. Did you see the Auburn cheerleader?
Oh yeah.
No.
You didn't see it? Auburn cheerleader just absolutely laid out somebody from Oklahoma the other day. I mean, laid him out.
No, I missed that.
Oh, it's fantastic.
TJ, do you have it?
Best hit of the day.
Maybe the best hit of the season. Here it comes. Smart to do this, by the way. Dude.
Oh!
I mean, took him out.
Oh!
What was best case scenario here, Mark? If Oklahoma's running out right there.
Did he start over? Is this one of those deals like once you start, you can't stop doing it until you're done?
But no, because the first batch of Oklahomas were already by him.
But they were already out, so like he started.
You got to see that group coming.
Yeah.
What is best case scenario? Is he trying to do it through them to like as an alpha?
The only thing I can think is this is just like a clip of. We just got a little snippet, and this was a 100-yard back handspring challenge or something, and he was like already at the 20, and he's like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna get to the end zone." Maybe did he do the length of the field?
I have no idea.
That'd be a long way to do that, wouldn't it? I mean,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you did 80 yards of back handsprings and like Oklahoma's jotting out of the tunnel, I would say, oh, so no, there goes that theory.
And he's also
I was just trying to figure out a reason as to why he thought this was a good idea.
He's the only one doing it.
It's crazy it took that long for him to hit somebody.
He's on their sideline. Like, there's nothing about this makes. Did he just go into business for himself?
I think so. Yeah.
Kamikaze cheerleader.
What? I don't know. I don't think you can let that dude cheerlead for you anymore. Like,
no,
he's a rogue. He's a loose cannon. Pay the players.
Big win for Oklahoma.
No, they both stink.
They both stink.
Yeah. Auburn outgained them by 200 yards, and Oklahoma still won.
Oh, Carl Towns to.
Yeah.
Friday night. We didn't talk about that.
Yep. Okay.
That's big news in the sports
That
world.
didn't even feel like it happened. It was so long ago.
Yeah. So Carl Anthony Towns traded for DiVincenzo and
Julius Randle.
On one hand, it breaks up the Villanova thing that they got going on there, which it was kind of cool. It was kind of like that. I know what the Knicks are doing. They're getting a still probably in his prime, kind of a unicorn guy who's 6'11", 7 feet, can score from all over, and he can go for 30. He can go for 30 at any time.
Unbelievably talented.
And they've got Brunson who can go for 30, but they didn't have a second guy who could really pop off like that. And on a night where Brunson maybe isn't your leader, he goes for 35 and 20, something like that. I get what they're doing. I don't 100% get what the Wolves are doing. They were in the Western Conference Finals last year.
Yeah.
What is this? What does this do?
I don't know. This is definitely a talent upgrade for the Knicks for sure.
Talent upgrade, but it might not be
a like
toughness upgrade.
Tough grade. I think that's it. I think it was one team values improving their talent, the other values improving having the dog in them.
Is Julius Randle a dog though? I know DiVincenzo is.
Yeah, those two guys are more so than Towns, but they're not as good as Towns. So that seems a little bit weird. And I don't know if the other thing is just like more Anthony Edwards, like just
okay.
Well,
set up a situation where like instead of a 1A and a 1B, it's just like
just number one and
just number one and the rest of the guys.
It was also Gobert and Towns never really gelled on the court together. Like it was tough.
But how are Randle
Gobert there?
How are Randle and Gobert gonna gel?
No idea.
That's
the only thing I can
terrible
think
fit.
of.
Yeah,
I feel like Randle is worse for Edwards because it's another ball stop.
He's gonna take the ball, yeah.
Right.
Where like Towns was a ball stopper, but Towns could score efficiently.
My only thing is, could it be is Julius Randle profiled to me as like the best sixth man in the league, where when Edwards goes out for a little bit, you put in Randle and he's now the alpha dog of the offense and he's going to go for 25.
Yeah.
Maybe you do it that way, but if they're both on the court at the same time, I don't see how, because Julius Randle is a supreme ball stopper.
he's gonna have to take he would have had to take a backseat with the Knicks. He's gonna have to take a backseat with Minnesota. Like,
yeah. No, I felt like the Knicks won the trade. I think Karl Towns is awesome, and yeah, he does have. I think it's a fair thing to question his toughness or question his fortitude and question whether a city like New York and he has a bad game and the people are calling for his head, how much that will affect him. But as far as talent, like this is undeniably a great move for the Knicks.
I understand, like you worry that you get in a playoff game and the toughness isn't there, and you defensively whatever you do downgrade a bit. But in those playoff games, Jalen Brunson, you saw it. He can't be the only guy. He can't be the only guy that you play ISO ball for 23 seconds. He shoots up a three and he bails you out. This way, you do have more to worry about as a defense. You do have more to worry about. You have to game plan for more. Karl Anthony Towns can get 30 on any given night, and now they have two legitimate number one offensive options. And I think you worry about the rest later. You worry about that toughness and the defense later.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the Timberwolves know what they're doing, and
probably they do.
Maybe there's some, Gobert's. Yeah, maybe it's a locker room type thing.
But wasn't it surprising because they're both?
But why would they pick Gobert?
They're both on the come up. Both teams. Yeah. One was in the Western Conference Finals. One was in the Eastern Conference semis. Like they're both on the rise, and both decided to make a change during the rise.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah. I mean, the Timberwolves have been knocking at the door, and they did make the West Finals. But also, maybe they're like, we can't be stagnant. We got to do something.
Yeah.
You got to shake something up. But I don't. Yeah, I don't know. It feels to me like you're making a choice between Towns and Gobert, and they pick Gobert. But also, if you thought Towns and Gobert didn't play well together, like good fucking luck with Randall and Gobert. So like, is Randall just gonna play over Gobert?
This might be more of like a playoff rotation move where it gives you. Before you had one style play, which was like you're playing two bigs, and you're gonna have a big on the court at all times. Now you kind of have the option where it's like,
go small.
If we want to go small, we'll move
small with
Randall to 5, Kyle Anderson at the 4,
and just run.
Even
I'm not a Gobert
Edwards,
guy though, so I don't really understand. I don't. What happened? Oh, the
TV turned off.
What is our beautiful?
What are our faces?
It feels like strictly a playoff rotation move for the Timberwolves, and maybe the same thing for the Knicks. It's like now it gives you a
second offensive.
Theoretically a guy that can take over if they're swarming Brunson or Brunson's off or whatever.
Mark, look.
There we are.
You think Blake saw
it? He'll see it.
He'll see it.
We'll find a way to get him to see it. All right.
Dynasty's back today.
Dynasty's back? We're playing?
Yep.
All right, back on after the yak. We'll be playing.
2 games. Titus.
I'm playing Evo, right?
Against Evo. Nicky Smokes against Cody.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Tomorrow, the big one.
Tomorrow is the big one. Tomorrow is Blutman versus Lucas.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That is the big one. That's the one we're all waiting to see.
Where's that trophy?
A lot of ramifications
right there
towards the Mac Dynasty Championship trophy. All right, that's the show. Thanks for watching. Thank you to people listening. Thank you to all of you. We love you all. Like, subscribe, comment for the algo. We'll
Pay
see
the
you tomorrow.
players.
Pay the players.
That's how ball's done.